The vacant IEBC commissioners' positions could be filled by December of this year after Tuesday's assent to the IEBC Amendment Act of 2024 by President William Ruto. According to timelines provided by the law, the country is more than likely to have the IEBC selection panel in place by end of August this year, which takes into account 7 days within which gazettement shall be done, 14 days after the gazettement for it to come to effect, and a quick formation of the panel. Ibrahim Karanja tells us more.
Your Excellency.
511 days since the declaration of vacancies at the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission by President William Ruto, Tuesday's assent to the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission Amendment Bill of 2024 steers the country back on track of filling the vacant slots, the serious breach of the Constitution notwithstanding. And it would appear the process of appointing members into the commission may now have less of a political tussle, seeing as the new law stems from the recommendations by the National Dialogue Committee, NADCO, that was comprised of players from both sides of the political divide. The presence of opposition leaders Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka side by side with the head of state during their assent at KICC, entrenching this thought. The sharing of slots in the soon-to-be-constituted IEBC selection panel under the new act could be the explainer to the unanimous support it has received by those within and without the government. Concerns over a sitting head of state having undue influence on the selection panel and consequently on the subsequent appointed commission seemingly addressed by striking out slots for the Public Service Commission, which the opposition implied was an extension of government.
That despite our counsel, the Kenya Kwanza regime is hell-bent on proceeding to unilaterally and single-handedly reconstitute the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission.
At that time, Azimio calling for an all-inclusive process similar to the Inter-Parties Parliamentary Group IPPG of 1997. Consequently, the new selection panel will comprise of 9 members. 2 members will represent the Parliamentary Service Commission, representing the majority and minority sides, 3 from the political parties liaison committee, 1 representing a non-parliamentary party, and the remaining 2 slots representing parliamentary party or coalition of parties that either form government or not forming government respectively. The Law Society of Kenya and the Institute of Certified Public Accountants will be represented by 1 member each, as the Inter-Religious Council of Kenya will have 2 representatives. So, does the new structure of appointment reflect the IPPG of 1997?
It's an IPPG mentality. And what we saw there, that ganging up of the political leaders, see, they are the politicians. They're supposed to be the ones deciding what happens in the country. Whether one is the government or outside or opposition, they are supposed to be the ones. But they were overtaken by events. The Gen Zs took over. And they're not, that's what I'm saying, they're jealous. They're envious. So how do they deflate the Gen Zs?
With this structure receiving a rare joint support, will it cure the problems every electioneering period?
The issue, I think, is not so much the commissioners, or the commissioners, although the commissioners need to be above reproach. The issue are the candidates who do not accept the results whichever way. As long as they feel that they cannot accept the results, you can panel beat and package all these things in a very nice way, pass all the laws you want, there will still be a loophole somewhere. And someone will come and say no. That's all that has been going on.
Also affected by the new law is the tenure of the Commission's Chief Executive Officer, who also serves as the Secretary, which has been reduced from a renewable contract of 5 years to 4 years.
Giving the Secretary a term of 4 years, renewable once.
By the stroke of a pen, President Ruto's signature has in effect made the current 7-member IEBC selection panel, led by Dr. Nelson Makanda, the first such panel to leave office without nominating any persons into the commission, despite spending 495 days in office. The exit is in strength of a clause on transitional provision, which states that the selection panel existing immediately at the commencement date of this act ceases to exist, but a person who served as a member of the selection panel may be nominated to serve as a member of a selection panel appointed under this act. So within the next 7 days, President William Ruto shall gazette the act, which will in turn come into force 14 days after gazettement. Roughly, that is sometime in August 2024, where the selection panel shall be nominated and consequently appointed. The panel shall, within 7 days of its formation, call for applications from interested and qualified Kenyans before it begins the shortlisting and subsequent interviews to fill the vacant positions at the IEBC offices in Anniversary Towers. Ibrahim Karanja, NTV.